What's up, MetaNerdz? This video is all about some variants of the ATTE that emerged after the Clone Wars. Let's first take a look at the more degrading role, as it went from war hero to cargo transport. In the years following Vader's execution of the CIS leadership, many of the Republic's vehicles were still being used during the transition to the new Imperial vehicles. On the jungle planet of Mara Dun, the Empire was using a modified ATTE as a way to construct new bases and haul around supplies. It has this crane that was used for moving materials into place, and the main mass accelerator gun has been removed in favor of a surface that can be loaded with cargo containers. It appears that these three dividers could be lowered, making the roof area highly configurable. Mounted laser cannons could be attached to the sides, large containers could be stacked, rows of seating were towards the front, and towards the rear there was a winch and cable that was strong enough to pull things as massive as the Juggernaut. Of course, there was the amazing stability already built into the ATTE, so this transition may be an unceremonious end to a legendary Clone Wars vehicle, but I think you'd agree it makes a lot of sense. And it does make me assume that something similar would have happened to the AT-OT. But if you're looking for something a bit more badass, some of these leftover walkers were turned into the Elite ATTE. This was used during the Galactic Civil War, and would explain the many modifications to the mass driver. It is no longer manned externally, and appears to be more of a laser cannon instead of the traditional shell-firing gun. In a rebel military, you might not be able to get the exact munitions of the stock ATTE mass driver, but Tabana gas needed for those laser cannons was clearly plentiful, as seen with the Rebellion's many blasters and starfighters. And for those who really hated the exposed cockpit of the ATTE, the Elite model has this armor cover that comes across the original transparent steel window, with smaller slits to view from. And last but certainly not least, was perhaps the most famous variant, the personalized mobile home used by Rex, Wolf, and Gregor. This thing was modified at nearly every square inch, having a replacement leg, a series of smaller cranes, additional storage area, extended walkways, winches, and flat storage roof area. This spot could also be used as a small landing pad, while the outrigger arms could hold the old clone's dinner in place. Also to aid in the hunt is the fact that the mass driver was turned into an electrified harpoon gun. And of course the interior was made much more cozy than its Spartan decor during its time as a military vehicle. So that's it for some of these ATTE variants after the Clone Wars. If you want to connect with us, help support this channel, or get your own copies of the reference material used to make this video, be sure to check out the links in the description. Special shout out to our supporters over on Patreon, but most important of all, remember, some call it a home, some call it a house, and others call it a tactical enforcer. And the Force will be with you, always.